Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celsius 233, your go-to place for fiction book summaries. Today, we will turn the pages of The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest by Stieg Larsson. The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest by Stieg Larsson, published in 2007, concludes the gripping Millennium trilogy. The story picks up immediately after the events of The Girl Who Played with Fire, following Lisbeth Salander and Mikael Blomkvist as they confront a sprawling conspiracy rooted in Sweden's political and intelligence community. With themes of justice, corruption, and resilience, this novel weaves a thrilling tale of survival and vengeance. Plot summary: Lisbeth Salander lay critically injured in a hospital in Gothenburg, with a bullet lodged in her head and other severe wounds. Despite the peril to her life, she was not only a patient, but also a suspect in a high-profile case that had gripped Sweden. Her father, Alexander Zalashenko, once a Soviet defector and now a criminal overlord, occupied a room in the same hospital, recovering from an axe wound inflicted by Lisbeth. Their shared history was steeped in violence and betrayal, and now their fates seemed inseparably entwined. Mikael Blomkvist, the dogged journalist from Millennium magazine, was determined to exonerate Lisbeth. He understood that her alleged crimes were intricately tied to a vast conspiracy involving a rogue faction within the Swedish security police known as the Section. This clandestine group had protected Zalashenko for decades, burying his crimes to safeguard their secrets. Now, with Lisbeth poised to expose them, they moved swiftly to destroy her. While Lisbeth recuperated, Mikael began piecing together the web of deceit. Using her past as a guide, he uncovered evidence of the Section's machinations and Zalashenko's protected status. A critical element in his investigation was a secret SEPO report, which documented Lisbeth's confinement in a psychiatric institution as a child, an effort to silence her after she reported Zalashenko's abuse of her mother. The deeper Mikael delved, the more he realized the scale of the injustice against Lisbeth. Meanwhile, Erika Berger, Mikael's longtime friend and Millennium's editor-in-chief, faced her own challenges. She had taken up a position at SMP, a leading newspaper, but her tenure was marred by anonymous threats and a toxic corporate culture. Erika's courage and integrity mirrored Lisbeth's, and despite her struggles, she remained a steadfast ally. As the police and media continued to frame Lisbeth as a dangerous criminal, the Section's agents worked behind the scenes to manipulate the investigation. Chief among them was Dr. Peter Teleborian, the corrupt psychiatrist who had overseen Lisbeth's institutionalization. His fabricated reports portrayed her as a deranged sociopath, bolstering the Section's case against her. Teleborian and his cohorts orchestrated a smear campaign, painting Lisbeth as unfit to stand trial or tell her side of the story. Lisbeth's resilience, however, proved formidable. Though confined to her hospital bed, she began working with Mikael, exchanging information through encrypted messages. Her brilliant mind remained sharp, and her determination to seek justice burned brighter than ever. She entrusted Mikael with crucial details about her past, including evidence that could dismantle the Section and expose Teleborian's lies. As the trial loomed, Mikael and the Millennium team intensified their efforts. They prepared an explosive exposé, compiling a comprehensive account of the Section's crimes, Zalashenko's history, and the systemic corruption that had targeted Lisbeth. The stakes were immense. Success would not only clear Lisbeth's name, but also bring justice to the countless victims of the Section's schemes. When the trial began, Lisbeth appeared stoic but resolute. Her defense, led by Mikael's sister, Annika Janini, systematically dismantled the prosecution's case. Teleborian's credibility was shattered when Mikael unveiled damning evidence of his unethical practices and connection to the Section. The court was presented with Lisbeth's harrowing story, her abuse at the hands of Zalashenko, her fight for survival, and the relentless efforts to silence her. Outside the courtroom, the Section unraveled. Mikael's exposé hit the press, igniting a national scandal. High-ranking officials were implicated, and the truth about Zalashenko's protected status came to light. As public outrage grew, the Section's remaining members scrambled to evade accountability, but their actions only hastened their downfall. Lisbeth's vindication came not with a triumphant cry, but with quiet resolve. She was acquitted of all charges, her autonomy restored. Yet the scars of her ordeal ran deep. She reclaimed her life piece by piece, starting with her estranged family's estate, which Zalashenko had left behind. Though she sought no forgiveness, she found a measure of peace in confronting her past on her own terms. Mikael, too, found closure as he witnessed justice prevail. His relentless pursuit of the truth had not only cleared Lisbeth's name, but also reaffirmed the power of integrity and perseverance. The triumph was shared by the Millennium team, whose commitment to exposing corruption had struck a blow against systemic abuse. In the end, Lisbeth stood alone, as she often had, but with the weight of oppression lifted from her shoulders. She faced the future with the same fierce independence that had carried her through the darkest moments of her life. While her story was far from conventional, it was, at last, her own. If this book pulled you in, don't stop here. Explore the rest of Millennium series by Stieg Larsson. Check the description or search Celsius 233. Remember, while our summaries capture the essence, they can never replace the full experience of reading the book. If this summary intrigued you, consider diving into the complete story, buy the book, and immerse yourself in Stieg Larsson's original work. Bye-bye, take care, have fun.